Greetings, fellow traveler aboard Spaceship Earth. May this information benefit you, and may you be blessed, having spent this time with us today. The Magus, or magician, in the spiritual realm, represents absolute being. That which contains, and from which emanates, the infinity of possibilities. Intellectually, this card signifies unity. Also, acts of the will. In the physical world it speaks of someone who is called upon to perpetually expand their faculties. Remember then, child of earth, that one should, like God, act without ceasing. To will nothing is more fatal than to do and will ill. If the Magus should appear as a prophetic sign, it announces that a firm will, and faith in yourself, guided by reason, and a love of justice, will conduct you to the end that you wish to attain. You will be preserved from the perils of your path. The symbolism found in the Egyptian tarot depicts the arcana of the ancient Egyptian initiates of mystery schools, and aligns much more precisely with the teachings of ancient alchemy or magic. Examining the Magus card more closely, you'll note various symbols that give us insight into the ancient arcanum associated with it. Arcanum 1. The Magus. An archetypal perfect man. In full possession of his moral and physical faculties. He is presented standing, with the attitude of will, which precedes action. His robe is white, signifying purity. A serpent biting its own tail serves him for a girdle, a symbol of eternity. His forehead is girt with a circle of gold. Gold representing light, and the circle expressing the universal circumference in which gravitate all created things. The right hand of the Magus holds a scepter of gold, surmounted by a circle, representing spirit, symbol of the authority conferred by spiritual attainment. He raises it toward heaven in the sign of aspiration to science, wisdom and force. Above is a four-pointed star whose rays extend heavenward. It is the overshadowing genius of his spiritual master directing his efforts and counseling him in his upward struggles. The left hand extends the index finger to the earth to show that the mission of the perfect man is to reign over the material world. This double gesture also expresses that the human will should reflect the divine will in order to procure good, and prevent evil. Before the Magus, upon a cubic stone, are placed a cup, a sword, and a gold coin in the center of which is engraved a cross. The cup signifies the mixture of the passions which contribute to happiness and unhappiness according to which one we favor. The sword signifies the work, the path which traverses obstacles, and the trials which sorrow introduces. The coin, sign of determined value, is the symbol of realized aspirations, of work accomplished, and shows the sun of power conquered by the perseverance and efficacy of the will. The cross, seal of the infinite, with which the coin is marked, announces the ascension of that power. The cube upon which these symbols rest represents the physical world, and is engraved with an ibis, to indicate that eternal vigilance is necessary if physical limitations are to be surmounted. Numerically, one expresses the absolute. It is also the starting point of all measurements, and suggests infinite possibilities. All that is, proceeds from one singular cosmos, which contains all, and to which all must ultimately return. It is the universal principle of existence. The creative intelligence of deity. The motive force of the universe, which in man becomes will. In the macrocosm it stands for unlimited potential, and in man, for relative potency. It expresses the law of the conservation of energy, and the indestructible potential of matter. Before the universe became manifest it was conceived within the processes of the divine mind. Then it was launched into objective evolution by the power of creative thought. Thus does mental activity correspond to number 1. A Magus is one skilled in magic. And magic is performed chiefly through the creation and vitalization of mental images. The Magus, therefore, is one in whom the power of the mind has been highly developed. In astrology, mental ability comes under the rulership of the planet Mercury. This signifies creative energy being directed intelligently. To build anything on any plane quickly, there must be an abundance of the appropriate variety of energy. Alchemically, the Magus represents the most important of all discoveries, the Philosopher's Stone. Tradition informs us that any object touched with this stone is converted into gold. This touchstone of alchemy represents truth, for when truth is pressed against anything its eternal principles are revealed, and these all-enduring qualities constitute the gold of their underlying nature. Truth is correct knowledge, and this correct knowledge, if comprehensive, embraces the proper relation of souls and things to all other entities and forces. Thus, truth is a freeing and transmuting power, a feeling as well as an intellectual perception. When fully realized, it results in an unutterable longing and determination for a more perfect life. The Magus represents the candidate who has been admitted into the lodge, presented with the Masonic implements, and prepared to undergo initiation. Magic. The Magus reminds us of the importance of thorough preparation before any magical working is attempted. Every principle involved, and every implement used, should also be fully understood. The chief implements, including the magic wand, are depicted. The scepter indicates that the virility of some intelligence, either on this plane or another, is behind all magical phenomena. The star indicates the participation of an intelligence, from another plane, in the work. In magic there are 4 operations, which are here symbolized by the 4 implements. The first operation, that of formulation, which means constructing the thing clearly in the mind, is also represented by the Magus. Along the timeline of the soul's pilgrimage, the Magus represents that stage in which adulthood has been attained, and self-consciousness realized. One has learned the transitory and illusory nature of physical possessions, and has placed one's feet firmly upon the road leading to mastery. The ancients placed so much importance upon the development of willpower, that they formulated a science of the will, as conveyed via Egyptian initiation.